All right, hello, fifth graders. This is week of 6-8, day 5. All right, we are working with some volume, and if you remember, volume is base times width times height. So, for this one, for this figure, if the length is 2, the height is 3, and the width is 4. We need to multiply those three numbers. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24 inches cubed. With area, it's going to be squared because base times height. That's two numbers. With volume, it is cubed because we have, you can think of it because we have three numbers. 24 inches cubed. All right, find the total volume below. Each cube is equal to 1 inch squared. So I'm just going to break this into chunks so I can work with each of these pieces. So if this whole thing is 4, then this would be 2 and this would be 2. Same here. And same here. So and all of the width here is 1. So 2 times 1 is 4. That takes care of this. Same 2 times 2 times 2 times 1 is 4. And 2 times 2 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12 inches cubed. Do you see how I did that? You could also, if each cube is equal to 1 inch squared, we could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See how I broke those up into smaller cubes, and that was easier for me to deal with than dealing with the whole thing all together. Because it's irregular, and you can't really do that because it's not a perfect rectangle because of this missing piece right here. All right, great job. Remember that label and that unit right there. All right, it's going to get a little bit trickier. Find the volume of the non-shaded portions of the figure below. So let's start with this rectangle that we see right here. So we have 8 feet here, 16 feet here, 8 feet here. Meaning that for this whole rectangle, it's 8 times 8 times 16. 8 times 8 is 64. Let's do that work on what 64 times 16 is. 6 times 4. Carry that 2. 6 times 6, 36. Add that 8 there. Put your 0 here right away. 1 times 4 is 4. Let me erase this here so it's a little less confusing. And 1 times 6 is 6. Carry the 1. 1024. Now we need to deal with this chunk here. All right. Here 4 times 8 and we know right here this is 4. So we end up with 4 times 4 times 8. 16, and 16 times 8 is 8 times 6 is 48. Carry the 4. 8 times 10 is 80. Plus 4, 128. add these two numbers right here. $1,452. That's the answer. 1,452. Let's look at our units. Feet. And feet what? Cubed. You guessed it. Leave that there for a second so you have a chance to look at your work. I'm sorry if it got a little messy here. If we go back, here was the original work for this rectangle here. And then right here was the work for this rectangle piece right here. Add those together. Don't worry about that shaded piece. Add those together. Remember that unit, and that's how we get that. We're gonna have to erase this here. So I have a little bit of room. All right, your neighbor is building concrete steps. Find the volume of the steps below. Again, we're gonna have to use our strategy of splitting it up because this is not a shape that we can deal with without that. So first thing I wanna do is deal with this bigger rectangle. And let's look and see at the dimensions that we have. We have height is 3, base is 3, width is 2. So we can solve for that right now. 3 times 3 is 9, times 2 is 18. 18 feet cubed, and we're done. Just kidding, we gotta deal with this smaller one. Now, since we know that this is 3, and this whole thing is 5, that we know that this part right here is 2. So now we have our base and our width, our base and our height, and we need to figure out what our width is. And we know that that value is going to be right here. And we see from up there that that is 2, because it's the same. So we are going to have 2 times 2 times 1.5. 4 times 1.5. I'm going to change that into a fraction and make that 3 over 2. See how I did that? Because 1 would be 2 over 2 and 5 would be the same as 1/2. And that's how I did that. 4 over 1, whole number's always over 1 in a fraction. Multiply straight across. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. How much does 2 go into 12? 6. 6 feet squared. 18 plus 6 is 24 feet squared. Cubed. All right, great work, you guys. Keep it up.